On October 27, 2010, hotel staff entered room 348 at the Eleganté Hotel in Beaumont, Texas, after businessman Greg Fleniken failed to appear for an important meeting. Inside, the scene made no sense. Greg lay motionless beside the bed. No signs of forced entry. No blood. No overturned furniture. No weapon. At first glance, it looked like a sudden medical emergency. But investigators quickly noticed strange bruising across Greg's chest and abdomen. And when the autopsy results came back, the mystery deepened. Greg had suffered catastrophic internal injuries, fractured ribs, severe internal bleeding, and organ damage, despite almost no visible trauma on the outside of his body. Something had violently killed him inside that locked hotel room. But nobody could explain how. Greg Fleniken was well known in the oil and gas industry. Successful, respected, and by all accounts, deeply devoted to his wife, Susie. He had checked into the Eleganté Hotel during a routine business trip and spent the evening making calls to coworkers and family. But sometime after 9 p.m., something changed. In the final voicemail left on Susie's phone, Greg sounded nervous and distracted. At one point he whispered, "Somebody's outside my door." Then the message abruptly ended. Police initially treated the death as suspicious but struggled to find a motive. Nothing had been stolen. Greg had no obvious enemies. And according to hotel records, nobody entered room 348 that night. At least officially. As the investigation stalled, Susie became convinced police were missing something. Greg had been healthy, strong, and careful. And she refused to believe he simply collapsed on his hotel floor. Determined to uncover the truth, she hired private investigator Ken Brennan. That decision changed everything. When Brennan reviewed photographs of the crime scene, one tiny detail immediately stood out to him. The hotel room peephole had been removed. Not broken. Carefully removed. That detail haunted him. Because suddenly, Brennan realized the killer may never have entered the room at all. As he dug deeper into Greg's business dealings, one name repeatedly surfaced. Michael Reeves, a former associate involved in bitter financial disputes with Greg months earlier. Investigators learned the two men had argued over contracts and money shortly before Greg's death. Even more suspicious? Michael had stayed at the same hotel that night, but there was still no evidence placing him inside room 348. Then Brennan uncovered something chilling. Federal investigators had previously documented specialized compressed gas devices capable of causing devastating internal injuries without leaving obvious external wounds. And such a weapon could potentially be fired through a hotel peephole. Suddenly, the impossible injuries made terrifying sense. Someone may have removed the peephole from the outside and attacked Greg through the door itself. A murder without forced entry. A nearly perfect crime. Police reopened the investigation. Forensic teams re-examined the room using advanced technology. Microscopic metal fragments were discovered embedded near the doorway, evidence consistent with a compressed gas projectile device. Investigators questioned Michael Reeves again. This time, his story began changing. Then surveillance footage revealed he had purchased unusual equipment shortly before Greg's death. The evidence mounted rapidly. When detectives confronted Michael with the forensic findings, he finally confessed. He admitted he blamed Greg for destroying his business and planned the murder carefully to resemble a medical emergency. By attacking Greg through the peephole, Michael believed police would never discover what truly happened inside room 348. For a while, he was right. In 2013, Michael Reeves was convicted of murder and sentenced to life in prison. The case stunned investigators nationwide, not only because of the bizarre murder method, but because Greg's killer nearly escaped justice entirely. Without Susie's determination and Ken Brennan's obsession with the smallest overlooked details, the truth may never have surfaced. Even today, detectives still describe the Eleganté Hotel case as one of the strangest locked-room murders they've ever encountered. A respected businessman, a locked hotel room, and a killer who almost committed the perfect crime. Sometimes the deadliest crimes leave behind almost no evidence at all. Just a locked door and questions nobody can answer. This was True Crime Chronicles.